Oh, God. I'm so late for recording this podcast. I've got to get to the pod cave quick. I've got so much bloody recording to do. So much editing. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay. Oh, just nearly there. Oh, my God. I don't usually run this far. Oh, God, nearly got hit by a train. Okay, sorry. Oh, bloody hell, this is going on forever. Oh, this is a very long part. Okay. Nearly getting... What the... Oh, God, what now? What the hell's a marching band doing on... Pardon me, excuse me. Sorry. Oh, lovely horn. Oh, hello, how you doing? Nice skirt. Hey, excuse me. Sorry, just gotta get sorry. Hello, if you don't mind. God, I just need to get home. Hurry up. Okay, nearly there. Here we go. Nearly home. Oh, okay, here we are. Okay, cool. Phew. Oh, God, Henry, what are you doing on my computer, mate?
I'm playing a game. Go away.
I need to record my podcast.
No, 5 more hours.
5 more hours? 1 hour? Come on.
2 hours.
Oh, for God's
Leave.
sake. Okay, fine. 2 hours later. Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to the podcast. Whoa. Okay, so there's this is going to be a two-parter because the conversation that I had with Joanne, who I will introduce after this, which is my want, just went on and on. It went on for hours, to be quite honest. And so it was just such a fascinating conversation that we had that went from hither to thither. And so this first part is exploring all kinds of things, a lot more about, I suppose, the two of us and late diagnoses and so forth. But we also go and continue to talk about the business. Now, let me do the proper intro before I forget. Today, we have the distinct pleasure of welcoming a truly remarkable guest, Joanne, co-founder of Kaiko Fidgets. Joanne is not only an accomplished occupational therapist with over 2 decades of experience, but also a passionate advocate for neurodiversity. Together with her son Kai, who is autistic, dyslexic, and a brilliant young entrepreneur, Joanne helped build Kaiko Fidgets from the ground up, crafting sensory tools that have transformed lives across Australia and beyond. And we do talk about that. What began as a humble family project has blossomed into a thriving business, employing young people with diverse needs and offering beautifully designed fidgets that support emotional regulation, focus, and well-being. Joanne brings not only a professional insight, but also lived experience and a deep understanding of how sensory tools can empower those navigating anxiety, ADHD, autism, and more. So settle in, my lovely party poopers, as we explore Joanne's journey, the story behind Kaiko Fidgets, and the powerful intersection of creativity, compassion, and community. So let's get on with it. It's a biggie. So are you late diagnosed? Were you someone who's late diagnosed? You've been through that process?
Yeah. So it was really, and again, in the complete theme of oversharing, always was fairly aware that I seemed to be very ADHD, but it wasn't something that like I masked beautifully, functioned well, perfectionist. So school was okay for me. And
I was about to ask, I was about to say, I bet school was okay for you.
Yeah, school was good for me. And it was really interesting because when I got the dual, when Tara said you're both autistic and dyslexic, I'm like, it unpack for me how I'm autistic. I'm really social. She said, no, you're a really good pattern reader.
Yeah.
And I'm like, as soon as she said it, I thought, oh my goodness, she's right. Yep. I actually pattern read in a nanosecond. So I actually chameleon. So I tend to mirror and absorb what's happening around me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I saw it as being socially apt or good.
Yeah.
And it actually Well, it's just a different way of socializing.
It's a different way of doing things. I would walk out of a movie and start behaving like one of the characters.
Yes, and even accents or people's key phrases, because you know how people have certain ways of saying things. Mm-hmm. And often I'll come away and then forever I'm now using little and I think it's when I really like someone and connect with someone, I can start to, and not intentionally. It's just that
I think it's honouring. Like I in my 20s, I actually worked with autistic kids.
Yep.
Never thinking I was myself, but I was really good at that work. And one of the kids that I went to his 40th birthday like a couple of years ago. It was just mind blowing. But we got along really, really well. But I still to this day say what he says when he gets annoyed. He's upset. And I still do that.
That's beautiful. And it is, like, it's true. I do it all the time, and I'm like, oh, I obviously really like that person because I hear myself sounding like them. But yes, I haven't answered the question, which is yes, I was diagnosed early 50s.
50s, okay.
And so, like, life had, I having two neurodivergent children and a husband that has not been diagnosed, but we bought him a T-shirt for Father's Day that says undiagnosed, but everyone's pretty sure. And he'll often pull out, you accommodate everyone else, but you don't accommodate me. He just doesn't feel the need to go through the process. But anyway, that's the side quest. I had to have a total hysterectomy. That was my overshare that I was referring to before, and it was unexpected. And I train smashed into menopause. Yeah. And estrogen has a lot to do with, as it turns out, in dopamine. So the little dopamine that I had completely, the functional capacity, all of a sudden I couldn't speak even, mostly I couldn't put words together. I couldn't. And my side quest, so I could, like, just everything about the dial on my ADHD just seemed to, like, absolutely amplify.
That's unbelievable.
And so I went to my GP in my ADHD style, I should say, and said, I know I'm ADHD. Can you just give me some meds so that it can calm my brain? He's like, you have to go through the diagnostic process. And I'm like, can we just do the medication and see how they go? And he's like, no, that doesn't work like that. So I went off and got the assessment. So It wasn't that I felt, it was because I wanted some support for my brain. Yeah. And so that's why I went down that path. But got the surprise because when Tara said, do you want to be assessed for ADHD and or, both? And I said, oh, no, just ADHD. Yeah, I'm definitely not autistic. Yeah. And so when she said to me, you're already ADHD.
Well, how does it fit around Kobe or Kai if they got a diagnosis? Does it sort of fit around that time?
So they were first. So yes, it's often through, and isn't it true for our parents? It's often through the lens of our kids. You're like, oh,
absolutely.
But I always talked about apple and tree in our house, and Michael was the tree, and Kai, as in, there is such a strong connection. Usually, I've not actually met somebody that's neurodivergent that doesn't have a neurodivergent parent. So Mike thinks it's hilarious that it actually is me.
I know. We blamed over fault for a while there.
But to me, it's beautiful. I find I've almost exclusively, and not intentionally, like it's not like I select, but it seems to self-select itself that everybody in my world pretty much is neurodivergent.
It is, yeah. Often that can, that's a really cool thing when you're finding new people and things like that. But it also, there's that opposite of that, which is family, which, don't necessarily understand or support or care about that end up sort of falling by the wayside because it doesn't end up being a very positive giving relationship,
And even, I don't know, were you late identified too, Dan?
Yeah, 48.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So about the same age. I found, I mean, and again, you hear it so many times, people say, you're not autistic or you're not.
Yeah.
And even worse, I had one person who knew me quite well. Actually, it's hard to even utter it because it actually hurt me. It sent me underground to the point where I almost find it difficult to share with people. They said, oh, you're just wanting to be autistic to help Kaiko. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
Mm.
Oh, my goodness. And I'm like,
everyone goes through this stuff. Post-diagnosis, they think, am I pretending here?
Yeah. And I'm like, and worse still, do people think I'm doing it for a commercial gain?
Yeah.
Like, no, if anyone even had the vaguest idea of what it looks like Kaiko happened quite accidentally. It was just us supporting our son who just didn't fit at school and didn't fit into the world, and he found through exploring something for himself that others wanted it. Well, we lent into it because he felt good about it, and and here we are. But nothing about commercialism drives what we do. We most of the products we develop don't make sense. One of the products we developed last year cost us $30,000 in molds alone just to make the molds, because the first molds weren't right. And when you make another one, it's not like you tweak it. They literally have to remake it.
Oh, God.
And it costs about $10,000 a mold. And so there was a false attempt, and then, we had to go again. And that product probably will never, ever break even, but it's a product that's designed to help people replace unhelpful options and give them a safe option. And also it's a picking support. And so,
what do you mean by that?
Well, so we have lots of products that actually provide safe ouch. So replace non-suicidal cutting or picking or biting.
That's me. I'm going through that at the moment. I'm constantly scratching my scalp.
Yep.
To the point where I've got bloody scars and cuts and that sort of stuff, and I'm desperately trying to not do it.
Yep. Well, there's 2 products which I'll send with the winter melon marmalade.
Inside.
For you to, no, not inside. I promise, not inside. Next to.
Like a little Easter egg.
No, I don't know that they'll be centrally very good if I do that. But yeah, so we've got a whole range of supports for both picking and other. Oh my goodness, my puppy's barking.
Oh, that's all right. We love animals and being involved. I think I heard a little bit, but we've had chickens and all kinds of animals.
She's outside saying she wants to come in, so let me know if it gets too.
No.
Yep,
I'll bring her in. Yeah.
Bear with me.
Yeah.
She's discovered I'm in here.
So many times on this podcast we have animals appearing, and I think if we could just interview an animal, that would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Oh no, she's got lots to say. I actually asked. Oh, do you want to say hello? Oh, she's nuts. It's funny. I actually asked the vet when I last saw him, can dogs be neurodivergent? I said, I'm pretty confident my dog's ADHD. And one's definitely neurotypical and one is absolutely, I identify very much with.
I would say so. I would say that these genes come back through mammals, and I don't think it started with, various human noids. I think it goes right back before the common ancestors with the apes, and I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Because as we were talking about off air, for me, I very much see. Oh my gosh! This one. Do you mind if I just quickly pop them?
That's okay. I can't hear it.
Oh, okay. All right. Then
I literally can't hear it, so it doesn't matter.
And I'll let them scratch away. That we were talking about. Like I see.
Who said that?
Oh, it's a Frenchie.
Oh my God, we're obsessed with Frenchies.
Oh, there's 2 of them.
We just went over to someone's house who had a couple. We're absolutely. My daughter wants one so badly. Oh my God, you're gorgeous.
This is Rose.
Oh my God, look, I got to take a photo. I got to take a photo of this beautiful dog. My Eloise is going to lose it. Oh, you're so gorgeous. Wow.
And we've been talking about we got a support cat for Kai, and Kai wasn't gelling so much with the support cat, nor it was a rescue cat, and it wasn't really working as planned. So we thought maybe we'll try a dog, and so he said, "Oh, would you be prepared to rehome my Princess Frenchie, but if it's okay, I'd like to still breed her." And we're like, "Oh, sure." And so Princess joined our family, but I didn't realise, like, once you attack, like, I'd not had a dog before, and so I was she's everywhere with me. And then when she had to breed, she had to go off for 6 weeks to do the whelping stuff.
Yes.
It was just excruciating.
Yeah.
And seeing her pregnant and uncomfortable, I just didn't like any of it. Lucky I don't have it. Well, not lucky, because, it is what it is. But, I can't imagine having your daughter pregnant and having to see her uncomfortable or
send her away for 6 weeks.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
That used to happen.
What a segue.
A crappy segue.
All right, I'm back on track. I don't know what I was saying. But anyway, we're talking about products and developing products, and, people. Yeah. Not love, that's sarcasm. On our ads, we get so many, beautiful comments, mostly beautiful comments, but the problem is being, my brain really hones in on the negative ones. And and so, people saying, how dare you take advantage of people with difficulties, or you're ripping people off, or commercial. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they have no idea. Like, literally. Literally.
It is, and I've had this in arguments. I remember often with my father, was like, he would say things or accuse me of thinking certain things which would never even occur to my brain, and I would say, mate, we live in very different universes.
Yeah,
that never occurs to me, thinking that sort of way.
No.
That's what hurts the most. Is that it just some things you get accused of that you would never do it in a million years, or for $1 million.
No, literally. We were, again, talking about this earlier, how, masking and being like authentic and truthful, they're sort of slightly different, because I definitely still mask, but you cannot get me to lie. You cannot get me to, like, when people... Yeah, like I once accidentally bought some batteries at the supermarket, and you know how, like, things, like tiny things, can fall into, like, the grates of the... I didn't see it, and it was pouring with rain. I got out to my car, unpacked my groceries bags, and found the batteries in the bottom of the trolley. And most people apparently would just go, oh, well, I didn't mean to do that, and just chuck it in the car. Nope. In the pouring rain, back I go into the counter and said, I just took these without paying. I'm very sorry, they were in the bottom of the trolley. Yeah. And she's like, that never happens. And I'm like, what do you mean that never happens? I didn't pay for it. I didn't. Another fun true story. When I was a kid, I was in grade 5. Year 7. I went for the first time. My parents let me go into the city with 3 girlfriends. So this day we go into the city. Our friend's daughter is a doctor's daughter, one's a minister of religion's daughter, and one is a vet's daughter. And there was me. My dad's was a car salesman. So they're 4 different professions. We're in the city, and 2 of them decide to shoplift. And so I was like, oh, well, we'll go off and not staying with you. Anyway, so myself and one of the girls went off, and then we came back at lunch, and they were sharing all their little stash of shoplifting things and whatever, and they gave both myself and the other girl some things that they'd got duplicates of, and I got up and went straight to the toilet and threw it in the rubbish bin. Because I didn't pay for it. I didn't know how to say to my friends, I'm not comfortable.
Yeah.
So I just threw it away. And just as we left the restaurant, we got caught by security and dragged to the police station, all 4 of us. And here we were in the police station. They were interviewing us, and the police commented that it was quite hilarious that of all the 4 kids, the one that wasn't prepared to shoplift or have anything on it was the car salesman's daughter. That's how I was raised. My dad was a really he's a really decent human. Anyway, sorry, that was completely irrelevant. Stop. Bring me back, Dan. Bring me back.
Well, the things like the thing that I think a lot of us go through, that sort of that post sort of diagnosis is what we were talking about before. Just it's like the stages. I don't know if it's actually been documented or not. Going through his particular stages of feeling like I was told I was an actor, But see, I see stimming as a skill set now that I can use when I need to use it.
Absolutely.
But what happens when you break all those things down, and what are you after that? I posted something on our private page about someone talking about the fact that that fear of, well, what the hell am I? Who the hell am I if I take away all those?
Yes.
Is there anything left? Is there a genuine me? And that sort of untouched, innocent, pure me-ness,
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that?
I do, but it hurts my head, and I start to feel uncomfortable in myself because I actually don't know how to answer it for myself.
Yeah.
But I think I just come back to I am all these things.
Yes.
And I think it's true of any neurotype.
Yeah.
Because I look at those that are neurotypical and think that there's. I mean, again, there's different characteristics of the way they think, and I suppose it's the same for them. But yeah, it's that peeling back the layers and kind of understanding. When Tara said to me, "You're autistic," and I said, "Explain, unpack that for me, please. Explain to me." What about my answers led to that? Because I don't understand. And at each one that she explained, I'm like, and it did make sense. And one of the things I have found that now that I do take stimulant medication to assist with the chaos that is in my head, and a side share, I was expecting complete silence. Everyone talks about how still their mind is and I'm like, I have not experienced that yet.
Okay.
It's quietened it down for me a lot, and I can cut through the noise, but there's still a lot of chatter in there. It's just not completely unwieldy. It's anyway, that's not a here or there.
So that's what I can't get my head around. So for me, I'm more sort of the autism side. Also, the ADHD for me is it's the quiet one. It's it's the inattentive. It's that sort of thing. So my happy place is just, well, I've said it many times on the podcast. It's the director says cut face. It's like, and when I'm just done and no one else is around, it's just okay. I could just relax the face and just be still and quiet, and I could be quiet for a very long time. So for me, when I have this medication, I can concentrate on things for longer amounts of time, but I can talk faster, and I'm doing more like my son and more the way that you describe yourself.
Yes.
I get that. So what the hell happens to someone who was already there? What the hell is a stimulant going to do for someone who was already stimulated?
It just seems to allow me to cut through so that I can be a little bit more functional.
Right.
But that's for me. But in terms of being what's dominant, I've found I'm definitely like a raving ADHDer. It's very obvious. But since I've been taking medication to support me, you see my autistic self is a lot more obvious to me,
Yes.
probably to others as well. It's funny, I don't care whether it's obvious to others or not, but I now see it a lot more. One definitely wins mostly, which is ADHD. I was sitting last night, my dad's very unwell and growing his angel wings, and so we were all sort of around him last night. But humour is something I use, you know, in all sorts of appropriate and inappropriate settings to cope. And my dad was trying to have a pee, and he and it takes a while now. He like, you know, 30 minutes or more to make the thing happen. And he was trying to pee, and I was just chatting away. And he's like, "Can you stop talking? I'm trying to pee." But that was like a red rag to a bull for me. So then I couldn't stop talking, and he's like, "Stop." And then I got the giggles, and then I had to actually take myself away into the kitchen, and then I'm over in the kitchen going, "I'm over here not talking." And it was just so not right, but I couldn't help myself. It's like literally I can't stop, and particularly when someone tells me not to do something.
Not to do it exactly. That's what you want to do.
I mean, that's what made it so hard for school. Hey.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Goodness, that's the way to get me to do anything. Just tell me not to do it. No. Yeah, watch me. Bring it on.
So have you got an anxiety medication as well?
No, I just take
Ritalin. Just the one?
Just Ritalin. Yeah, probably. I mean, I don't know. I neglect myself. You know, I look after. I refer to myself as the clag, or the glue that holds the whole family extended. I care for my mum and my dad. The glue that holds everything together, except it's pretty clag quality. You know, clag doesn't hold much together. And, I feel like clag at the moment, but I do neglect. You know, like talking to. Like I literally, I fell off a pallet in February. I broke my wrist. I hurt my hip badly, went into renal failure because I didn't. What does an ADHD do? They get up. I was 4 o'clock in the morning, by the way. I finally, my son heard me. He went to the toilet and he heard me calling out, so he came and he helped me up. What does an ADHD do? Do they
Wait. Hang on a second. This sounds a lot like a game show. If we're going to do this, let's do it properly, okay? Welcome to Brain Fart, the only game show where fast minds, big feelings, and brilliant tangents aren't just welcome. They're the whole point. Welcome, and I'm your host, Fidget McSpinner, and tonight we're celebrating the wild, wonderful world of ADHD, where hyperfocus meets hilarity and impulsivity might just win you the jackpot. Let's meet our contestants. First up, we've got Jamie, who once built a cardboard city in their garage and forgot to eat for 2 days. Yeah, that's right. Next, we've got Alex, whose hyper-focus on famous mollusks from 1980s MTV videos are going to be extremely useful. What a wacko! And finally, Joanne, who has accidentally lost 3 limbs and did not even notice until a staff member at Cotton On couldn't find an arm to put through the jacket. What a silly Billy. So, whether you're watching upside down from your couch, stemming in triplets, or wondering why the vacuum's in your hands, we're glad you're here. Because on Brain Fart, every kind of focus is the right kind. Let's play! Now on to the first round, where a contestant gets to quiz the other contestants, providing as little context as possible. Joanne, you are the first up. Let's hear your interesting question.
What does an ADHD do? Do they, A, call an ambulance and get checked out? B, when the doctor's open, go check out, do that or go to the hospital? Or C, get up and keep on working? They C, get up and keep on
that's what I used to do.
I register pain. Like, it's not like I don't feel it. It's like we disassociate from it. Or
I don't know what goes on.
My legs blew up, and I'm already a very chunky chick, and my legs doubled in size to the point where I couldn't bend my knees. They were that. And I was in renal failure. So anyway, I took myself to the thing. But I've had a really sore foot since then, since February. And this is a long-winded version of me saying I don't look after myself. I went 2 weeks ago and had an MRI of my foot because I'm like, it's really sore still. It's fractured. I've got a fractured foot. It's been fractured since February, and I've been walking on it, and it's killing me. It's really hurting, but I just...
And people would say, well, why don't you go and get it checked? I had the same thing happen to me all the time where people say, why don't you just go to a physio? And I just go, I don't know.
Yeah, we and it's in these moments that I realise that I understand the need for almost like a stunt double or a support.
That's right. To
the world, I look highly functional.
Yeah.
But in so many really simple ways.
Yeah. We need Jiminy Cricket.
Yes.
Which I believe AI can do for us. I really believe that AI can be set up to be that Jiminy Cricket for us. You know what I mean? To prompt, you'd go and brush your teeth now. I notice you've passed the bathroom. Can you go back in the bathroom and make sure you clean your teeth? Or
even
your blood pressure's up. Have you gone? Can you just I booked you an appointment at the doctor.
Okay, yeah, I love that.
I think it'd be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the bathroom one. I literally don't go to the toilet until it's almost too late. Like, I'm in agony.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, I need to go to the toilet.
I ask everyone I can this because I find it fascinating, and there's a lot of people, obviously more neurotypical people, would just be like, why the hell are you talking about this? But for me, when I need to wee, my gums start to ache and sort of, I don't know, it's like like people who like cocaine. Take cocaine or something with sort of licking their gums and and sort of chewing and gnawing, and it's like that happens in my jaw, and I'm like, what the hell? So I always ask, have you ever experienced that?
So the answer to that is no, I have not.
Well, the sideways glance at me, I think.
But now I'm going to be looking. Maybe I do, and I don't realise it. I don't know. I literally don't see like. True. I actually, when I was walking to go into my son's gaming room so that I had a decent mic to talk to you, I'm like, I should go to the toilet because I do need to go to the toilet. But I don't know what my brain does, but it says, no, it's okay.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I've developed the gum ache.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether movement helps drop adrenaline and cortisol in brain. So that's actually why a lot of stimming occurs. So, when we're in flight, or, we're in that survival aspect of our brain, the way that brain actually takes control of the human is to release adrenaline and cortisol and have high levels in it, because it turns off the front part of the brain and allows it to take control. But the brain then stimulates when you're needing access to that front part. It'll stimulate your brain to say move the body.
Yes.
So that's why people chew. That's why people often stim.
Yes.
It can be picking, biting, tapping, pen clicking, hair twirling. All those bigger movements, rocking.
Yes.
Punching even, all these big movements actually drop those two chemicals in the brain and allow us to switch more back online.
Yes.
And so, you know, when people talk to me about fidgeting, it's often just it's a vehicle or mechanism to assist us to function in the world. Like our brain's being super clever. It's not broken that we're fidgeting. It's actually allowing us, but it's just, you know, the trick is finding something that you feel comfortable with, and that's different for each person, and that's you know, depending on the setting, quiet if it's, you know, a workplace or a school, if it's at home and you're on your, like, who cares, go for it. If ASMR annoy clicky things are you, do you. People, you know, need to.
I produce that to myself, and it drives my wife insane because I started just singing a whole lot of melodies. I make up melodies all the time, you know, and just it drives her batty because I'm just constantly either whistling or going. She's like, "Oh, shut up!" But I need it.
You're on tune. Well, and that's vocal stimming. That's all stimming.
That's all that for me. It's all music
absolutely.
and
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Thank goodness it's not me doing that though, because I'm completely what is it? I'm tone deaf. I keep
tone deaf. Okay, yeah.
I'm the only parent I think in the history of the world that's ever had their toddler say, "Mum, stop singing."
Stop singing. My kids do it to me, and I can sing.
When they were that little, you know, when you're little and like Mum's the world and singing nursery rhymes are the best thing ever.
Yeah, they got theme songs as well.
No,
they don't mind the theme songs.
No, Kai told me, "Stop, Mum." Don't sing. I'm that bad.
Yeah, no. I think it's something else. It's like when our kids didn't want to hear "Happy Birthday" sung by a lot of people. It was all too much. You know, it was just too much at once. You know.
Yes. Yeah.
But I was whilst you were talking about that, I don't know how I switched into this, but for me, I do this podcast because it sort of in some ways it forces me to keep learning about.
Yes.
Neurodivergence. And I'm just wondering if the business keeps informing you and keeps wanting you to keep seeking more understanding.
Absolutely.
It does?
100% daily. It's what I love the most. But it's actually through the genuine and vulnerable sharing of others, either through them sharing their needs or struggles or asking them questions.
Yes.
That then stretches me, and like I didn't set out to be a sensory, you know, specialist, or I call it my hyper interest. I love it. I find it absolutely fascinating. But also talking about the more taboo or off topic or those things that people feel, you know, typically a lot of shame or embarrassment around. You know, and self-harm is like, people have no idea how prevalent it is.
Yeah.
And often people who do it don't even realise that things that they're... So you picking your nails and scalp is a form of self-harm.
Yeah.
It's stimming, but it's also a form of self-harm it's providing you with something. It's meeting a need.
Yes.
So being able to replace that need with something that may not cause... Now, if it doesn't, like I had a mum once, I have lots of conversations daily, but her son rubbed his jaw all the time.
Yeah.
She said, "How do I stop that? What fidget would you recommend to stop that?" And I'm very person-centered. So, you know, it's not just bear with me, Dan. I just need to get Kai to relocate Princess somewhere because she's now scratching.
The chin, didn't know what to do with the chin.
Yes, and so, but my first question to her was, is it bothering him? And she said, no. I said, is it causing any
irritation?
Abrasions?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No. Yeah. And so, you know, it was really then a journey of discussion around, well, if it's not embarrassing him, it's not causing issue for him, and he's not needing to change it, then it's an okay stim. It didn't just help.
Yeah.
It's a you problem, not a him problem.
Well, you know, my response would be, how old is this kid?
Oh, I think he was 17 at the time.
Then the answer is easy: grow a beard. Grow a beard.
And people,
And then you get to use the word thusly. I like to stroke my beard thusly. And it's a good thing. You look wise.
You do look like
So that's my answer.
Wise right now.
So go grow a beard.
But I guess for me, it's just an example of unpacking for people. Like, it's just because somebody else outwardly thinks that a stim, like, it really is so personal, and I think people need to. But if it is causing damage or hurting, or can lead to infection. Or scars or worse, then finding safe options. And that's probably the thing I'm most passionate about. And so in terms of Kaiko and how it informs me, and I'm very much I'm finding having word issues. But it very much for me, I've lent into understanding more about how pain interacts, and it's very common for me to demonstrate the products that we now have developed for Safe Ouch. I'll show somebody, might be talking to me about someone a loved one or someone they care about, and they're like, and I'll always ask, do you mind if I hurt you? I love that question. I don't know why I love that question, but I do love that question. I have twice now had somebody say no, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with that.
Can I borrow that, please? That is an amazing song title.
Can I hurt you?
Yeah, it's amazing.
I love it.
Can I hurt you?
Can I hurt you? And so I will demonstrate the products, and for a vast majority, and these are people that aren't self-harming, these are people that have people in their world that are self-harming.
Yep.
For a really large portion of them, literally it's almost the same script or same answer they give me, and that's, is it wrong that I like that?
Ah, yes. Stop it, I like it.
Yeah, and I love it, because what it then allows me to segue into is explaining to them how pain actually operates in the brain and how it releases endorphins, which is the body's feel-good chemical, which counteracts. But in that moment, when they feel the pain of one of the products and it gives them something in a positive way, they can now connect with the person because really, for so many that self-harm, it's just that they haven't had something safe, so they've found their own way of doing it that is less helpful. So for them to understand that actually, it's not wrong that there's self-harming, it's just we need to find a safer option for them. And they share, the joint share of, I actually really like that sensation that was hurting, but it's tickling my brain in a good way. They can validate, and all of a sudden it's not this conversation of you need to stop that. You need to – it's actually I get why you do it. It's okay to do it, but here are some safer options.
But you got some products as well that don't cause any pain no matter how much. Where like the little hairs, you got those little hairs you can pull out.
People who like –
So that's not causing any physical pain, but obviously that still works.
Yeah, but for those that do like to pick at skin and pull, like splinter pulling or trichotillomania, pulling hair out. Yeah. Now, it doesn't emulate – so it depends on why people do it, and often it's multifaceted. So sometimes it's about the sensation of pain, sometimes it's about the satisfaction. So I'm working on one at the moment. I'm trying to emulate hair follicle on the strand so that because for some people it's the follicle that they're after.
Yes.
So, I've got something that's close, not exactly, but I'm constantly trying to lean into those really very specific stims.
What about warts? I used to cut my warts.
Okay, is that? Have you ever done it with anything other than warts?
Well, I love watching the videos of people, where they're getting
pimple popping,
or something squeezed out. They got some, that sort of stuff, or all that kind of stuff. I just I love watching that. But I could imagine having some sort of device or something that looks like it's a wart that I can sort of dig at and pull out with tweezers and try and dig out and because I literally used to do that because I had warts all over my fingers when I was younger. I had to inject in the end to try and get rid of them.
My son's got one at the moment. It's really gnarly.
But I would dig. I would dig till I bled.
So I'm developing one that's more emulating of pimple popping and blackhead popping.
Yes.
But I'm using Orbeez. But the tricky thing is that they absorb water, but naturally on their own, the water it dissipates, and so they shrink, so they're really not very shelf stable. When I say, like, they're not going to get moldy or anything, but they shrink. And then but when I order anything, because it's custom made for me and I'm doing it, I've got to get 1,000 units at a time, so that becomes tricky because I don't want people to get it and the little Orbeez have all shrunk down in the little so I'm just trying to unpack how I'm in the
you can't get one made first? You can't just get one prototype?
Oh, no, I've got the prototype. I've got them. I actually get 10 at a time so that I can experiment with them.
Yeah.
But, yes, it's been sitting on my desk now for 8 weeks and the Orbeez are shrinking in it, so I know what's happening to it. So, but, you don't sell 1,000 units in 8 weeks. So you've got to, it's got to be viable in terms of being able to last long enough for people to enjoy, utilise them. So, but anyway.
The kids I used to look after back in the 90s, obviously the diagnosis was very different. It was a bit more narrow.
Yes.
And so it was more, I guess you could say, obvious in some ways, but there's also a very clear mix between intellectual disabilities as well as neurodivergence and so forth. And a lot of kids I used to look after would bite their hands a lot and have big marks all over their hands. What would you do for something like that?
Well, there are oral chews, and I tend to recommend hollow oral tools. What people often say to me is, they've had chew supports before and they chew through them and destroy them. And what I've found over time is that typically people buy oral supports based on visual. I like the look of that, or they love Lego, so let's get a Lego one, or so they base it on colour or appearance. I tend to say, look at what they're biting. So skin collapses when you chew it.
Yes.
And the other thing is, like, we use the Arc range. We stock the Arc range because I like it because it's graded. You can have different strengths. So when they're destroying a chew, they find that they go harder and harder with the chew because they're destroying it, trying to get one that'll last longer. So the thing is, a chew support's not meant to last. It's meant to cop the brunt of your teeth and not your hand or not your clothes. It will destroy. Yeah. And some quicker than others. But it's a consumable product. So when people say it's lasted 3 weeks, I'm very disappointed. 2 stars. And I'm like, it's done its job. If it's so that's, again, just a side comment. But but what people do is go harder and thicker trying to get a support that will last. Yeah. But if you do the opposite, if you look at what they say, if it's, for example, fingers or skin, it's collapse. Yes. Or bottle tops. Pen lids collapse. So going hollow and lighter, because when the mouth doesn't get the oral input it needs, it goes harder at it trying to get the collapse. Yes. So by going hollow and softer, you actually provide the mouth with the support it needs and the shape it needs. So I tend to suggest long and thin. So we've got like these tube supports, and you can get it back into the back molars. It's giving it the collapse, and often then the mouth is supported with what it's seeking. Right. Does that make sense? Instead of a big Lego stick.
Will it work with someone with an intellectual disability where they're biting in their hand, but they're not going to hold anything and do the same thing?
Yes. Yeah. Although they may do, but it quite possibly for the hand, and if they're biting to mark, it may be that pain's helpful. So I would look at a thing that we've developed. That was the thing I was talking about. The mold cost $30,000. I wish I had called it something different. Because it's hard to say. It's spike key ring. It's the word spiky, SPIKEY, and then RING. And I did it because I thought I was being very clever, because it's spiky, and if you break the last word down, it's key ring as well. Spiky.
Oh, like a finger spiky.
No, not the finger spikies. That's the other one I would recommend.
Okay, spiky.
So that's good for picking support. If depending on their intellectual disability, the finger spiky may or may not be. Type the whole word together, spiky ring. Altogether.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Yeah. I see it.
Because it's a key ring and it's a spiky. So I thought it was clever, but it's bad. But once you name something, it's got its name.
Oh, wow. It looks amazing.
And
Jeez.
so it has a picking support. So one's a soft silicone and the other one's a hard PVC. And that hard PVC, if you squeeze it in your hand, really hurts.
Ah,
It's kind of like a
right. Yeah.
So that may be a support because biting the hand is giving a fairly high level of pain input to the hand.
Yes. Yeah.
We do have a wrist spiky as well, which you can wear on your wrist and twist around like a, you sort of twist it.
But can't it go on the part of your hand just below your fingers? You could wrap something around there.
Yeah. So, and some people do, and they'll clench it.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing I will say about that, if they're inclined to pull it, it won't recover.
No.
So it just depends on whether or not they're able to understand not to stretch it. If not, then a spy key ring would be, and it's not our product that we develop, but we've got the little Calm Buddy turtles, which are amazing too.
Yes.
And I take the back off those, and you just press, and that's probably the most ouchy thing we have.
Okay. How do you go about coming up with new ideas, and is it through just the sort of like necessity is the mother of invention, that kind of thing?
Yeah, 100%. Almost 100%. It's not, I just go, oh, I do get inspiration from all sorts of things. So at the moment I'm trying to unpack. I was in Japan and I saw this really interesting dish scrubber and I went, oh, I like something about the texture and appearance of that. So I bought one and I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet and how I'm going to transfer, but it was just something about it tickled my brain in terms of sensory input. So it's sitting there. So I've got lots of dooms piles of sensory inspiration that it's like it's a tangible, you know how people have dream boards?
Yes,
I have sensory doom pile board. Like tables upon tables.
Wow.
But mostly it's through need. So someone saying, I really like the spiky ring, but I prefer it to be a round shape, or I love the probably the Calm Buddy. I did try to tempt Renee, who's the creator of the Calm Buddy, to help co-develop a different design that wasn't an animal, because not everybody wants to have a turtle.
Yeah.
But because molds are so expensive, and I'm like, she's like, with my permission, just go off and do your own kind of version of ouch and similar. Right. But then, the justice in me goes, no, I like your idea. I'd really like to work. Yeah, anyway, but she's gorgeous. She's so passionate and so beautiful. And her purpose is very much around meeting a need too. She's not about, my intellectual. But anyway, that's, again, just a side share.
But there's also a difference between having an idea and then actually making it happen. And for me, that is a gigantic chasm.
Okay,
between having some interesting ideas and then actually doing something about it.
See, I'm the opposite. Oh, so yes, there is, but the dopamine for me is in getting that shit sorted right now.
Okay.
Yesterday, I literally, it's not uncommon from idea to me having it actually I just draw it on a piece. If you should see some of the drawing I've done there. Shit, and barely. The only thing that I do well is because as an OT I did a lot of home mod drawings. I'm really good at identifying thickness. I know how to render it on a shit piece of paper, with a crappy drawing to let them know what dimensions I want in a three-dimensional way. And then back comes a CAD drawing, and then I'll have within under 2 weeks, I'll have a sample and I'll have placed the order. I'm like, yep, it's great, fantastic, let's go, or change this. I go hard, but my dopamine doesn't extend to actually getting them on the website. Last month, I put something on the website that I've actually had here for 2 years.
Yes.
Not anyone can buy it. Yeah. Because the dopamine hit for me was in creating it, designing it. And once it arrives, it then just overwhelms me, and I go, because I don't like putting things on websites. I don't like having to, I don't like computers much at all, which is hilarious given we're an e-com business now.
I know. Oh, but God. Have you been looking into AI a bit more and what could actually be achieved through using some of these? Because there's some amazing new tools there that might actually do that for you.
I don't know if you know them, send them to me. I just find AI overwhelmed because I'm so overwhelmed by computers as it is. Yeah. It's just, where do I start? I don't know where to start. I'm overwhelmed.
I know. It is, and that is that. Well, all I know is that with visual stuff, video, photos and things like that. There's some great services out there which you just say, this is what I want. But there's got to be, and if there isn't, there will be something, particularly with creating websites. I know there's AI tools that will create websites, so there must be tools that you can actually say, please put this picture with a description onto this page, the URL of this page, and it should do it all for you.
It should. And then you can just tweak it.
That's right. Okay, party poopers, it's a call to arms. If anyone knows of a specific tool that helps with this sort of work, get back to us. And
they'll probably ask what platform. We're on Shopify. So
Shopify, right,
Shopify,
okay.
So
yep.
If anyone does know, I'd love to know.
Yeah. No, well, if there isn't, there will be. There will be soon, I reckon.
I often, when I'm talking, because one of the things we do a lot of is talking at schools to other students, similar to, my boys who have really struggled fitting in with mainstream education. And, it's so challenging. We've been lucky, both, Kai has ended up at a school called Hester Hornbrook. Massive shout out for them. They've got a number of locations, and it's the most neuroaffirming space I've ever come across. They actually walk their talk. They and train their staff to do the things. So it's not just lip service, and the staff are able to really small classes. They have a young mum stream. So young mums who have babies like 15 to 25 can bring their baby along, and they support them in looking after the baby while they still continue their education.
Wow.
Because a lot of schools actually, once a young mum gets pregnant, they allowed to attend. You can't attend. So they've carved out this beautiful space. They have a whole team dedicated to the gender fluid community. So they're really it's just amazing. They get it. Hester Hornbrook, they're amazing. Anyway, but
I'm going to talk to them.
We often talk to, and they're not year-based, so it's not year-level based. So
okay, yep.
So you have to be 15 to 25. So if it takes you a year and a half to do, this, then that's cool.
Okay.
It is a vet VCAL stream though. It's not a scored VCE, so that's its limit. Probably its limitation.
Yep.
Yeah, not limitation, but just.
That's interesting.
So we go into often Kai and I will go into schools and talk to students, and one of the things I often, because you can monetize or create opportunity for meaningful work with almost any hyper interest, and that's the thing we're very good at. We have hyper interests, and so I'll often brainstorm and get them to throw out all their hyper interests, and we'll brainstorm different things they can do. But the other thing I often encourage now, even though I'm not savvy with it at all, is anybody that's looking, just learn AI.
Yes.
Learn AI.
There's educational AIs that my daughter's using, which are unbelievable.
Okay.
Unbelievable. I always forget to know. I should take a note of the damn thing, and it's particularly for her. She's going from getting 60 or something to 90.
Yep.
Because it does. There's so many methods that'll give you visual, podcast, having a chat with an AI about saying, I don't understand that, can you elaborate? And there's so much to it. It's amazing.
Should include a link to that in this.
I'll add it.
One of the in the competition, Kai just competed in one of the other. Her name was Emily, and her business, and it's actually a thing, so people can access it. Look up Toot Bob, and it literally Toot Bob, and it Tootbot, or is it Tootbot? Oh my gosh, I'm having brain.
Tootbot? Yeah, Tootbot.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. And it is incredible. You have it going, and it transcribes, and then it can pull together, questions for you. It can support you. It's they're using it in a lot of universities around Australia already. But another way of supporting students that have learning difficulties or struggle with mainstream delivery of information.
This is what neurodiversity is.
Correct.
We all have different brain types.
Absolutely.
And so we can all, not just neurodivergent kids, but every single person can gain and be better at the way that they learn. by using these
Absolutely.
tools.
Absolutely. I don't understand why school, this is dangerous territory, probably, but who cares? They put so much focus on learning things like language and yet we don't even understand
Writing.
basic communication skills, problem solving, conflict resolution,
Yes.
interview skills, life skills. Like there's this chasm in schools of functional, essential learnings, learning to understand different brain types and communication. Not as broken, not as a disability, but just as different. And let's all understand how to operate in that, because in a workplace, in life, you need to navigate all of the above.
It's emotional regulations. There's so many elements to what you actually need that just doesn't get covered. I've just got sick and tired of having to have discussions about Henry's writing, not being so good. And I keep saying, who cares? I don't write.
No, I can't. My son, you cannot read his writing. No. You cannot. As an OT, regularly have been asked, what would you suggest to improve it? I'm like, is it hurt? Is their pen grip hurting them? If it's not hurting them and they're able to do what, who cares? It's a you problem, not a them.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't understand. Writing's it's not irrelevant. I mean, it's a skill like any other skill, but if it's something that's like you can navigate around it if
absolutely. I never bloody write. I write cards.
Yeah,
it's very rare that I end up picking up a pen for any reason.
Yeah. Except maybe it's
to what?
Click.
The click? No, I don't need the clicks. I don't need the clicks. I've got other stuff I can do.
I'm just being playful because they can be a really good sensory support. I absolutely
can. But I'll end up sticking it up in my ear or something like that.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Yep, that too.
That's the problem.
Oh.
It's another problem.
A Q-tip insertion end.
No, it's the pen. It's the pen lid. I mean, literally, look. I've got a pen lid here.
Yeah.
And if I get an itchy ear, I end up giving it a scratch, but then, of course, I end up doing not damage, but, I end up having to go to doctors and getting something because it's all inflamed.
Yes.
I get told off all the time. Well, I think that's as good a place as any to stop for part one. Rather strange ending, I guess, with me talking about... Oh, by the way, the noise you were hearing is the closest thing I could find to the sound of picking one's ear. I don't know if it works, but it was close enough. So that's the end of our first part one interview with Joanne from Kaiko Fidgets, and we've got part two coming up pretty soon, I guess, because I actually go and edit that as well. I've done most of it, so I think this was going to be a much shorter distance between the first and the second or the next podcast. What am I going on about? Oh, it's just a long day and I am tired and I want to go. Can I just quickly say the things that I'm supposed to say? Patreon, I'm going to have to get my CPU fixed, I think, because it just seems to be slowing down. I've got to start getting onto the software that helped me recording. Anyway, we've got a couple of lovely patrons, and I'd love if you are able to do it, to give me a cup of coffee or a bottle of water or whatever it is. That would be wonderful. And oh my God, I'm sure you know what I'm like, what's going on right now. My brain is just fizz. I will see you on the next episode. And we'll have lots more to discuss. And I'll also thank you to all the new party poopers who've joined the private Facebook page. We've had a flurry of people coming in, and it's been wonderful to chat with them. And you can always email me. You can go onto the Facebook page or the main page, message me, or go join the private page, Instagram. It's all there for you to interact. Lovely to see you all again, and I can't wait to see you again next time.